the truth the world wasn't ready for is finally out. And it's more shocking than we imagined. We live in a world of rapid change. Technology evolves, cultures shift, and history feels like it's racing forward. But buried beneath our feet are relics of ancient worlds far more advanced and mysterious than we imagined. And that's why each new archaeological discovery doesn't just reveal the past. It rewrites what we thought we knew about ourselves. From forgotten cities to mind-bending monuments, these are 12 of the greatest finds that continue to defy time. Before we dive into the jaw-dropping truth, hit subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss what they tried to keep hidden.
How does it feel presiding over probably one of the greatest royal mysteries in recent history?
Yeah, it's been really amazing.
Now, let's unearth a mystery so ancient, it rewrites the origin story of civilization itself. High atop the dusty hills of southeastern Turkey, in a region once known as Upper Mesopotamia, lies a discovery that stunned the world: Göbekli Tepe. At first glance, it's a series of circular stone enclosures made of towering T-shaped pillars, some weighing over 10 tons. But carved into the limestone are chilling images: snakes, lions, spiders, vultures, not symbols of food or farming, but of fear, myth, and ritual. It dates back 11,000 years, predating Stonehenge by 6,000 years. But here's the shock. It was built by hunter-gatherers, long before agriculture, cities, or organized religion. This means the idea that only settled farming societies could create monumental architecture begins to collapse under the weight of these stones. Even more baffling, Göbekli Tepe was intentionally buried, hidden by those who built it, for reasons we still don't understand. No names, no blueprints, no tools left behind. Just silent stones and symbols that whisper of a lost world. Who built it? Why was it buried? One thing is clear: Göbekli Tepe didn't just survive history, it challenges it. Now, step into a city frozen in its final breath, where tragedy became a time capsule of ancient life. In AD 79, the people of Pompeii were living the Roman dream, strolling stone streets, enjoying bathhouses, markets, and theater under the Italian sun. Life was vibrant, luxurious, normal. But beneath nearby Mount Vesuvius, pressure was building. That August morning, without warning, the volcano erupted with unthinkable force. A plume of ash, rock, and gas shot miles into the sky, then rained hell on the city below. Thousands were buried alive as buildings collapsed and toxic clouds swallowed everything. Therefore, what should have been a forgotten ruin became something extraordinary. A city preserved in volcanic ash, perfectly frozen in time. Now, let's uncover one of history's most sacred secrets, hidden for centuries in desert caves, waiting to rewrite the ancient past. In 1947, a young Bedouin shepherd wandered into a cave near Qumran, along the northwest shore of the Dead Sea, and stumbled upon what would become one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time: the Dead Sea Scrolls. Inside jars coated with centuries of dust were fragile scrolls and parchment fragments, astonishingly preserved by the dry desert air. These ancient texts, later uncovered across 11 caves between 1947 and 1956, include the oldest known versions of the Hebrew Bible, written between the 8th century BC and 1st century AD. But these weren't just religious scriptures. Among the thousands of fragments were records of daily life, contracts, community rules, letters, and laws, written in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. As a result, the scrolls don't just illuminate the origins of biblical tradition, they reveal the social, political, and spiritual heartbeat of a long-lost culture. More scrolls were later discovered in the Jordan Valley and Judean desert, including texts etched on copper, still being decoded today. Each fragment is a voice from over 2,000 years ago, whispering secrets once thought lost to time. The Dead Sea Scrolls didn't just survive, they transformed history itself. Now rise above the clouds to a city in the sky, lost to time, yet never forgotten. High in the misty peaks of the Peruvian Andes, where clouds cling to cliffs and silence hangs over ancient stone, lies one of the world's greatest mysteries, Machu Picchu. Built at the height of the Inca Empire, this breathtaking citadel features over 150 buildings and 3,000 stone steps, spread across rugged mountaintops nearly 8,000 feet above sea level. The name Machu Picchu means Old Peak in the native Quechua tongue, and its stones seem to echo with stories that were never written down. But in the 1530s, the city was suddenly abandoned, likely due to Spanish conquest or a devastating smallpox outbreak. It remained hidden by jungle and time until it was rediscovered in 1911 by explorer Hiram Bingham. As a result, Machu Picchu is not just a monument, it's a ghost of a forgotten world, still guarding its secrets. Was it a royal estate, a sacred temple, an observatory? No theory stands uncontested. Shrouded in mystery, cloud, and vine, the city continues to draw pilgrims and trekkers alike, some by train from Cusco, others hiking the ancient Inca Trail. Machu Picchu doesn't just sit on a mountain, it belongs to legend. Now, let's step into the heart of the jungle, where ancient stone towers rise from the canopy like whispers of a forgotten empire. Hidden deep within the lush rainforest of northern Guatemala, surrounded by howler monkeys and thick jungle mist, lies the awe-inspiring ruins of Tikal, once a mighty capital of the ancient Maya civilization, believed to have been originally named Yaxmutal, after the legendary ruler Yax-eb-Suk. Tikal is a sprawling city of over 3,000 structures, towering limestone temples, ceremonial platforms, palaces, and even ancient ball courts. Some of the temples, like the iconic Temple of the Great Jaguar, still dominate the treetops today. The site was first inhabited around 1000 BC, with major growth by 700 BC, and full grandeur reached between 200 and 900 AD. But after centuries of power and cultural brilliance, Tikal suddenly declined, abandoned to the rainforest's grip by the 10th century. Therefore, when explorers rediscovered it in the 1800s, they found a ghost city swallowed by green, a time capsule untouched by modern hands. Today, Tikal National Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and continues to be excavated, with tourism funding the ongoing effort to reveal its secrets. Tikal is not just ruins in the jungle, it's a city of echoes, still listening for the return of its kings. Now, descend into a tomb untouched by time, where a forgotten boy king waited over 3,000 years to be found. In 1922, deep within Egypt's Valley of the Kings, British archaeologist Howard Carter broke through a sealed doorway, and history held its breath. Before him lay the nearly untouched tomb of Tutankhamun, the long-forgotten boy king of Egypt. Born around 1341 BC, Tutankhamun became pharaoh at just 9 years old and ruled for only a decade before dying mysteriously. But though his reign was short and his name lost to history, what he left behind would make him the most famous pharaoh of all. Therefore, when Carter opened the burial chamber, what he found was astonishing. Over 5,000 priceless artifacts, from golden chariots and weapons to ceremonial robes and the now iconic golden funerary mask, a hauntingly beautiful image of the young ruler. Hidden beneath 150,000 tons of rock, the tomb had escaped looters for millennia, offering an unparalleled snapshot of royal Egyptian life and death. Modern science suggests Tut may have died from malaria or infection, but mystery still clings to his legacy. Tutankhamun's tomb wasn't just a burial, it was a message in gold, sealed in silence, waiting to remind the world that even forgotten kings can rise again. Now journey into the heart of the jungle, where towers rise like stone flames, and a lost empire whispers through ancient corridors. Just north of Siem Reap, Cambodia, hidden for centuries beneath jungle vines and time, lies Angkor Wat, the largest religious monument on Earth, stretching over 400 acres of carved stone and sacred design. Built in the 12th century by Emperor Suryavarman II, this grand temple was once the spiritual center of the mighty Khmer Empire, originally dedicated to Vishnu, the Hindu god of preservation. Its layout mirrors Mount Meru, the mythical home of the gods. But by the end of the century, it had transformed into a Buddhist sanctuary, reflecting the empire's spiritual evolution. Therefore, Angkor Wat stands not only as a marvel of architecture, with towers, moats, and intricate carvings, but also as a symbol of cultural resilience. After centuries of abandonment, French explorer Henri Mouhot reintroduced it to the world in the 1840s. Though damaged during Cambodia's civil conflict in the 1970s, it has since risen again, now drawing millions each year. Angkor Wat is more than stone and story. It's a living monument where past and present still walk side by side beneath sacred skies. Now, journey beneath the surface, where an ancient city sleeps in the dark, carved from stone and silence. In 1963, a man in Cappadocia, Turkey, broke through a wall in his basement, expecting storage space, perhaps a forgotten cellar. But what he found was a tunnel, and then stairs, and then an entire world hidden beneath his home. This accidental discovery led to Derinkuyu, the largest underground city ever uncovered, a sprawling secret metropolis that plunges 280 feet deep and winds through hundreds of miles of tunnels. With 18 levels, it once sheltered up to 20,000 people, complete with kitchens, schools, wine cellars, wells, stables, and even churches. Believed to have been started by the Hittites around 1200 BC, Derinkuyu was later expanded and used by early Christians and other civilizations to escape invasions and persecution. Therefore, it wasn't just a city, it was a fortress of survival, hidden in plain sight. Even more astonishing, it connects to dozens of other underground cities, forming a vast labyrinth beneath the earth. Ingenious air shafts and massive rolling stone doors kept invaders out, and hope alive. Derinkuyu is a reminder that sometimes the most powerful stories aren't built above ground. They're buried, waiting to be discovered. Now, sail into the heart of the South Pacific, where giant stone faces stare into the wind, holding secrets only time dares to keep. Over 2,000 miles from mainland Chile lies Rapa Nui, better known as Easter Island, one of the most isolated inhabited places on Earth. Polynesian explorers arrived here around 1000 AD, navigating open waters with no modern tools. But what they left behind is what truly stuns the world today. Scattered across the island stand more than 1,000 massive statues called moai, towering stone figures carved from volcanic rock, some weighing over 200 tons and reaching 69 feet tall. How these early people moved and raised them remains a breathtaking mystery. Therefore, Easter Island is not just an archaeological marvel, it's a testament to human imagination, ritual, and strength in the face of total isolation. Yet, tragedy shadowed Rapa Nui. Deforestation, European contact, disease, and slave raids decimated the population, dropping it to barely over 100 survivors by the 19th century. Though their numbers have since rebounded, the Moai suffered again in 2022 when fires damaged hundreds of these ancient giants. Still, the Moai stand, watching, remembering, and reminding us that even the most remote corners of Earth hold stories that echo through eternity. From cities carved into cliffs to empires hidden beneath our feet. From silent stone giants on distant islands to sacred temples that touch the sky. Each of these discoveries reminds us of one haunting truth. We are not the first to shape the world, and we won't be the last. But what they left behind wasn't just stone and ruins. It was a message about resilience, creativity, belief, and the mysterious depths of human potential. Therefore, as we uncover the past, we don't just look back. We're also peering forward toward the kind of legacy we'll leave behind. Because long after we're gone, the stones may still speak, before you disappear into the next discovery. If these ancient secrets gave you chills or sparked your curiosity, don't let the journey end here. Tap that subscribe button. Ring the bell so you never miss what history tries to hide. Drop a comment to share which discovery amazed you the most. Smash the like button if the past just blew your mind. Share this video with someone who's ready to dig deeper. Because the story of humanity isn't over. We're still uncovering it, one mystery at a time.